Lou here. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. With Christmas Eve being today and Christmas Day quite literally tomorrow, I thought it'd be a neat idea to take a look at some Western animation and other projects, as I usually do around this time of year, and talk about some Christmas specials I think are underrated. Though fair warning, some of these are under copyright, so I apologize in advance if you're unable to actually see the special and are only basically tied to just screenshots in this video. Now, I know everyone and their mother is expecting the usual underrated stuff, mainly The Muppets Christmas Carol, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, or some other well-known but less beloved special that's solely because I haven't either seen it or I didn't like the special that much. I mean, I'm just saying, but this list is honestly biased based solely off the fact that I'll bring up these specials to friends and the first thing I've been met with is, that exists? The First Christmas, the story of the first Christmas snow. Now, I did talk about this special in my best and worst of Rankin Bass videos from 2020. Is it the best Rankin Bass special out here? No, but I honestly really like this special, despite only ever seeing it once as a kid. Yet for some reason, while I was waiting for Frosty the Snowman or something, this special came on literally once and then never again. Like, before I knew about Lost Media and what the special was even called, I would wait every Christmas for years after this for it to come back, and it never did. The story is very cute though. It's about a shepherd boy who was struck by lightning in the face and only ended up blind as a result. He's cared for by nuns and a priest, which the priest is against taking the boy throughout the special until the end, so we get an it's alright ending, and makes friends with a sweet girl. He talks about desperately wanting to see snow someday even though he's blind right now, and then he's bullied for being blind because ableism, I guess. After the kids learn it's not cool to bully blind kids, they're performing a nativity scene for the church where magical Christmas snow in a town that normally never snows suddenly makes the boy see again. I mean, some say this has religious undertones because of the whole nuns and Christmas snow thing, but I personally don't see it, and even if it does, I don't mind. It's not really in your face about it, and it's just about the hope and magic of waiting for Christmas brings, if you ask me. Barbie as the Nutcracker. The first Barbie film ever made. I mean, unless you want to say Barbie and the Rockers, TV specials don't count, because I don't think they do. Now, I was only 4 years old when this movie came out on VHS, and while my memories of whether or not I had the dolls for this is non-existent, this movie still holds a lot of nostalgia because I played this pretty much every Christmas. Even when we switched to DVDs, you bet your ass I had the DVD for this, and still played it every Christmas. Hell, even now I watch it along with other classic Christmas specials I grew up watching. Obviously the story is pretty close to the ballet, just some heavy changes to give the story a little more depth, since a majority of the storytelling in the ballet is told through the movement of the dancers. So Clara now wants to see the world or something, the Nutcracker feels like he's kind of a pathetic shrimp, and the Mouse King is played by Tim Curry, so you know you're in for a good time. Just like in every Barbie movie too, it's Barbie giving advice to her little sister Kelly, who was renamed Chelsea in later Barbie lore. Which, by the way, if y'all want a video about the lore of Barbie, please let me know down below, because the lore of Barbie is one hell of a ride when you put it all together, and I really want to talk about it. Anyway, Kelly feels like quitting ballet, so Barbie tells her the story of the Nutcracker because Clara never gave up hope or something. Basically, the Mouse King turns Clara into the size of her Nutcracker, and now she has to find the Sugar Plum Fairy to turn back to normal, and to turn the Nutcracker back into a handsome prince. The story of the ballet ensues for the most part, and then it turns out to all be a dream, and she gets a sexy guy at the end. The end! Obviously, I'm being really vague about it. I actually did do a full video about it years ago, but I had to take it down due to some issues with YouTube at the time regarding reviewing videos intended for children and that whole Elsagate stuff. Even mentioning the word Barbie in a separate video would mark your videos for kids by the algorithm. Maybe someday I'll review the full thing again as a Ko-fi exclusive, but for now, I just really love this special. Is it ugly? Yeah, kinda. Is Tim Curry fucking brilliant as always? Yes. Is motion capture for the dancing really cheap and bad? Oh, fuck yeah! But I still can't help but love this movie and the nostalgia it brings. Not to mention it's Christmas pink and glitter, so you're expecting me not to love it? I mean, have you seen my channel? Pink and glitter is my bread and butter. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Yes, this is a semi-popular one, but everyone always tends to talk about Mickey's Christmas Carol instead, which although fantastically adorable adaptation, this one is just such a wholesome classic to me. Now, I remember as a kid being told this was based off an anthology Christmas movie of the same name, but all I could find was a shitty Hallmark movie, so I think that was just an urban legend going around before everyone thought to Google stuff, I guess. Anyway, this movie is a series of anthologies about our favorite Disney characters and capitalistic mouse celebrating or learning lessons on Christmas. The first is Donald's nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie learning that Christmas isn't about the toys and food, but about spending time with family and just singing and talking about everyone in a cozy big room. Though they have to learn it through a Groundhog Day time loop where they celebrate Christmas Day every day until they learn the true meaning where the time loop ends. The next one is extremely wholesome and is about Goofy trying to show his son Max that Santa Claus is real. Goofy does his usual Goofy stuff, but the idea about it is just so sweet. You can't help but feel so damn warm inside when you see Goofy and Max's relationship. The last one is about Mickey and Minnie both being short on money but wanting to get the other something special for Christmas. For Minnie, she wants to get Mickey a case for his harmonica, and for Mickey, he wants to get her a gold chain for her locket. One thing goes wrong after the next until they both decide to sell the other's most precious item, only for them to realize it was the thought that counts at the very least. I always found this one really beautiful because I always heard stories like this from friends and other people who did this sort of thing during the holidays, and I just think it ends really wholesome. Overall, although these anthologies are really short and maybe a bit silly for what it was trying to tell, I think this is a wonderful Christmas special. There is a sequel that's okay, but I don't think the sequel could ever outdo this original movie. Angela's Christmas. Now this one I actually wanted to review on its own a long time ago, but like I said when talking about Barbie movies, YouTube kind of got in the way of that at the time and no one was really interested when I would talk about Western adaptations compared to now, so this was a shelved idea until now. Now this particular story is based off of a true story by Irish author Frank McCourt. Frank wrote a memoir about his life in poverty and abuse as a child, and I guess one of the particular brighter moments was when he spoke about his mother Angela. One of the things he decided to do was turn one of his mother's childhood memories into a children's book, which was about how his mother stole a baby Jesus figure from a nativity scene when she was 6 years old because she was a baby herself and thought it was a real baby that needed warmth. From then on, the story is basically about caring for someone even when you have nothing to your name to help. It's basically a reflection about how later in life his mother was penniless but did everything she could to help her son feel warm, I guess. This movie tells the same story, albeit a bit more padded out with comedic moments and chase scenes, just so it keeps a feature length because the actual full story could probably be told in a 20-minute special if you were pushing it. I just think this story is so cute and wholesome and really shows how beautiful childhood innocence is. It just reminds me of all the silly things we all did as children, and combining it with Christmas just makes this story feel so nostalgic, despite never hearing about this story myself until Netflix put it up a few years ago. Overall, this Christmas special is just beautiful and super underrated to me. No honorable mentions this time around, so on to the grand finale of this video. Annabelle's Wish. Oh my gosh, this one made me burst out the waterworks so many damn times as a kid. Now this was apparently made by Hallmark of all things, which is weird because I thought Hallmark would advertise every movie they've ever made, and somehow I've never seen an Annabelle ornament at a Hallmark store. Either that or I'm too young to know there was one because I literally wouldn't be born for another month-ish after this movie came out. The story is about a boy named Billy who lost his voice from a house fire that killed his parents, and a calf named Annabelle who was born on Christmas Eve. Now in this particular special, Santa comes on Christmas Eve and I guess makes animals talk for 2 weeks just for funsies, I guess, and no one is supposed to know about it until Billy accidentally finds out animals talking in secret. Well, Annabelle has dreams of being one of Santa's reindeer, but as a cow, and she plans to ask Santa to be one of his reindeer next Christmas. Throughout the special, Billy is bullied by the neighbors on the other farm for being mute from his accident, and then his aunt from his father's side shows up from the city to try and take custody of him. She's the stereotypical 90s over-the-top, putting tinsel on everything corporate lady in just about every Hallmark movie ever made, and she literally only wants Billy as a trophy child instead of actually caring for him the way his grandfather did. Knowing that Billy being able to speak is the only way his aunt won't take him away, Annabelle asks Santa if she can give up her own ability to ever speak again on Christmas Eve for 2 weeks, in exchange for Billy to have his voice back permanently. Opening a tiny gift from Santa, Billy gets his voice back from magic sparkly dust, and is forever grateful that Annabelle gave up something so important to her just so she could have Billy around with her forever. Years later, Annabelle is dying because she's a super old cow now, and Billy takes wonderful care of her. Knowing she's going to die, I guess, Annabelle sees Santa and tries to follow him just so she can live her dream one last time until she falls from her weak legs. Just as she's ready to slip away and Billy's chasing after to make sure she's okay, Santa comes flying in. Seeing that Annabelle really did happily sacrifice her dreams and happiness for Billy, and how wonderful Billy was to her, he grants Annabelle's wish and turns her into a reindeer so she can live out her dreams too. As a reindeer, Annabelle wishes Billy a Merry Christmas one last time because she got her voice back, before she flies with Santa to deliver the rest of the presents on Christmas. Honestly, I think this special is very beautiful. Is it a perfect Christmas special? No. Does it have country music and I hate country music? Yes, it does, but I suck it up. I don't think any Christmas special is perfect, but I think it's just such an underrated one that more people absolutely should highlight it, and the beautiful message behind it. Plus, throughout 1997 and 1998, portions of the VHS sales of Annabelle's Wish would go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, so it also supported a really great cause. Overall, these specials are very underrated to me, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas tomorrow. Happy holidays from me to you guys, and let me know down below what underrated Christmas specials you like. Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. If any of you would like to help support my channel in any possible way, my Ko-fi page is down below in the description, along with all of my social media. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas, or maybe just want to talk about anime or something, I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!